every time I'm in this room and I scoot a little back, I feel like tinier and tinier. It's a little funny. Hey guys, welcome back to the Unscripted Show with your host Darren Birdsong, a great podcast in which is unscripted and I just say things to you and things happen and they're great. They're very good, I hope. And today we'll be talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ooh, but more specifically into the theory of eco-criticism. Now, theory's always been a difficult thing to explain into a non-academic audience, but we're going to try and do that today. Eco-criticism is a lens in which to sort of like look at certain pieces of media, whether intentional or not, doesn't matter. Any piece of media, you can sort of look under this lens, and this lens is specifically sort of looking into environmental concerns. So lots of sort of talk on how humans, like human beings, fit into the ecosystem. It challenges the ideas of humans being separated from the environment, right? They're not just their own off beings. They are also simians. They are also animals in which they are a part of this just as much as bears are, and just as much as trees are, and stuff like that. And the reason I wanted to look into Texas Chainsaw Massacre for this part is because it's an interesting piece when it comes to the first sort of like 20 minutes of the film. Now, I'm going to say right here, spoilers. So go watch it if you haven't. It's on Amazon. It's on something else. I'm sure you can pirate it. Don't let them catch me saying that. But great film. And the first like 20 minutes of it, there isn't actually any kind of slasher. The horror that's happening is mostly just discussions on the brutality of like the meat industry, which is fascinating. It's just about this cousin so far who's describing like how butchers would used to kill their animals with like a mallet, and now they used an air gun. But there's so much time put into that, and that's what I found very fascinating about it. And later on, the main cast of characters pick up this hitchhiker that it emphasizes this horror even more because his family owns a butcher industry, and he apparently likes it more when it's the mallet or something. But to put nearly the first quarter of your film to not even have a horror antagonist or a classic slasher yet, no, it's pretty much just grossing you out, the audience, with how the meat industry is. And even to a point where this hitchhiker is like showing off like Polaroids of like dead meat strung up and shit, and it's just, that's super fascinating. That's the horror aspect of it, is how the treatment of other animals in that aspect, and this feels almost connected as we get into our second act, which is, everyone starts dying, people are put onto meat hooks, and then there's like, you were seeing furniture pieces with human skin on it, and this does a fascinating form of, like I've mentioned earlier, treating humans as sort of like animals within our ecosystem, right? So that's what I find super fascinating about this, is like, oh yeah, humans are like simians, they're animals in this environment as well. They have as much of a place in the world as dogs do and cows do, and if that truly, is the case, then maybe we should start treating them like how we do treat our current animals. And it's like, oh geez, right? And it's a great way to disrupt our audience, and it definitely made me not want to eat burgers for the next few weeks. It made Guillermo del Toro, classic horror director, become a vegetarian for 4 years, and it's really, no wonder.
because it's like, oh man, it turns eating meat into like eating humans in its own fascinating way. So go check that out. But there's way more to be talked about this, but that's the neat short bit of it without making this episode like 20 hours long. And so I hope you're having a good day, because I hope I have a good day later, and I hope that you hope that I have a good day later. All right, guys, that was the Unscripted Show by Darren Bergsong. Go like this podcast episode because it's totally a real podcast that's happening. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya. Unbelievable.